A warm good evening and welcome to it. It's Sport at 10. I'm Thomas Mlambo, and on behalf of our sponsors Liberty and every single person involved in Sport at 10, a happy Valentine's Day. Our leaders in insurance and investment have brought you another fantastic show today. So let me tell you all about who is on the program. As I wear red and white, all about love, you can see that sitting on the bench, itching to come on and give their stories to you. Let me start out first and foremost with Dunay Coetzee, who, I know you won't believe it, but at age 15, the young blonde lady is going to the Commonwealth Games with the South African swimming team, and you heard right, age 15. Right next to her is Tatjana Schoenmaker. I see my Afrikaans raak bietjie meer vlot, ek probeer. And she's also going to the Commonwealth Games. They come up in April, and we'll be talking to them because, you know, women's swimming went through a little bit of a downturn. None of the women went to the Olympic Games in Rio, but this is the future of South African swimming. So stay with us. It's going to be some fascinating conversations there. And then, in keeping with Valentine's Day, well, it's always good to bring people who can show us what we should be doing. You know, that love can last, and it can be right, and it can be all those beautiful things. Don't look at me for that. They're over there. And there they are. We've got South African football player capped 62 times, 2 World Cups. It's Macbeth Sibaya with his beautiful wife, Nikki. They'll tell us all about that. And, you know, Macbeth was famous for being a hard man. He kicked everything in sight. Was this the reason that kept him calm? Was that it? Were you the peace in the house and the anger on the field? We'll find out more. Let me get into the latest as far as news stories are concerned for you. So, before we have a big conversation, let's talk news. First and foremost, on Saturday at the cricket at the Wanderers, Imran Tahir wasn't playing, but he was part of the whole squad. He was there, he was around things, and fans would have been able to see and engage with him. At some point, though, he says that some of the fans then began to racially insult him. And normally what happens when that happens is that he then has to go to the security officials and say, there are guys up in the stands that are racially insulting me, and that security will then say to him, please go and point them out so that we can take the necessary steps, if that means asking them to be quiet or moving them to another section or simply moving them out of the stadium. That is exactly what happened. And you know what happens in South Africa and everywhere in the world. Cameras start rolling, people take out phones, and they caught some of it. So let's see what Imran Tahir, who was really angry at the time, had to say to those fans.
I want to see how this is.
Therefore, people hitting.
Yeah, but it's not right. You're going to show them it's wrong what children.
I'm not saying anything about the children. Obviously, that's why I came, because I was out of me, because he was abusing me. Does he have any manners? I have a family as well.
For the country and you're hitting him.
He put out a tweet as well right after that to say he thanks everyone for the support and he's really humbled by the people who believe him. And colour, religion have, you know, he speaks about colour and religion. I've played cricket all over the world and have only made friends with much love. Cricket South Africa are saying they're investigating it, but it doesn't make sense that he would be as angry as that if somebody wasn't saying something really, really horrible to him up in the stands. The #1 test bowler in the world, Imran Tahir, and it happened right here at home, and essentially with fans, because that video goes a little bit longer. Go online, you can have a look at it. The fans are South African. I just don't understand it. It needs investigation. We need to find out more on that. Now, let's go to another story. And as far as the Commonwealth Games are concerned, well, this is interesting. Guys, when are the Commonwealth Games actually starting? I've got Dunay as well as Tatjana. When do they start?
The swimming starts at the 4th of April.
Okay, so on there you see the 4th of April. There's a huge embarrassment because on the ticket it says Thursday, the 4th of April. They printed 14,000 tickets when it actually starts on Wednesday. So don't rock up on Wednesday, on Thursday, because Thursday is a day too late, guys. Whatever happens with the tickets, they're really embarrassed. 14,000 tickets wrongly printed, but they're saying that as long as you swipe the ticket, it doesn't matter, you'll still be able to get in this day. How much are you looking forward to? Are you excited all the way to Australia? Yeah. And be there on Wednesday, please, Dunay. Please, Tatjana, Wednesday. Wednesday, not Thursday. The ticket's wrong. You excited?
Super excited.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like. You guys are sounding like, yeah, you know, we kind of. Is it about the nerves?
Probably.
Yeah.
First time on TV?
Kind
On
of.
live TV.
Okay, so we'll try and get the nerves out of them. And then there's one more story. Now, I don't even know where to start, because this one is one of the most fascinating, interesting. I don't know how the officials eventually will be able to, come to some sort of relevant conclusion here, because as you can see there in your screen, that is a woman by the name of Muse. Now, initially born as a man, then went through in 2015 a process to become a woman, and played for Australia with the men's handball team. But now that she's gone through the process and is now officially a woman, she's asking to play in Australian rules football. And there was a big drama back in 2017. The officials said no. Now, because of the new rules that have come through, she's allowed to play. But there's still lots of complications around it. I don't even know where to begin. It's something that they'll have to sort out and come up with, because if you look, I mean, she's what, 6'2", weighs in at 99 kilograms, and Australian rules football is quite a physical sport, and now she'll be playing against, obviously, other women, because she is a woman, but she was born a man, and then went through a process to become a woman. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how they come up with a solution to that situation, but at this point, she is allowed to play in Australian rules women. And it is the most popular sport in Australia. It's that game that looks like rugby. They kick it in the air, they run into each other, they hammer each other. It's a great sport. They love it in Australia, and we'll be watching out to see what goes on in terms of how this eventually ends up. But let's now introduce you to South Africa's one and only sports comedian. He's been doing it for 5 years live on television, and he now has a live show as well that he does in Pretoria once a month. This month's show is on the 24th of February at the State Theatre. He is the one and only. He is the Shampunizer. He is the heavyweight of humor, and he's undefeated. I can't wait for the show, Shampuninho.
Yeah, I have a show coming on the 24th of February. The Shampunizer comedy show at the State Theatre in Pretoria. Little Ensham, there will be comedians, Chris Mapane, Toles Mo, and me. Come and see me. And,
no. The other guys are. The other guys. I'm going for them.
Come and see me. No, serious.
Yeah?
So I've been told, like, because we have guests here, you know, hello. Yeah, I've been told we're gonna speak more English, so I brought some assistants. And decided to go all Compella.
Oh, English, just putting this thing around your neck.
Where do you think Compella gets his English when? It's this chairs. It's got all the English is lying on the chairs. So I have to greet everyone, Macbeth. Yes. How appropriate to get like Macbeth for Valentine's. You know, even the English is romantic. Fedi thou she. You know Macbeth and Shakespeare.
You know what? Before you go far,
Fedi thou.
His name is actually a lot more than just Macbeth Sibaya.
What?
There's a lot more to the name.
Romeo and Juliet.
No. And this is the thing that I actually wanted to find out. So before I interrupt your comedy even more, I want to get his name absolutely right. Ki Tutugo Macbeth Mao. But is it Mao like as in the Chinese Mao? Like Mao Zedong? Like that Mao, M-A-O.
Yeah.
Oh, so unobu China marupume kezere ganja.
Yeah, most people have this Setswana name that sound like Chinese. But mine it is Chinese.
Have you ever introduced yourself to any Tswana guy like Kwena Manga Akinna Mao? No ring, come on. Like that's not a name. Like, you know, I've been told I have to speak Afrikaans, so I'll just throw in some serious Afrikaans to you that you'll understand. Pasop Ferdiwand. It's a very serious Afrikaans line. It's very serious. It's serious. It goes straight to the heart. Tell any black person like Pasop Ferdiwand. Yes, we're gonna run away. We're talking about Kaizer Chiefs and everything, as you can see. Kaizer Chiefs won. Kaizer Chiefs are playing good right now.
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. All I'm saying is that all the defenders this month, your salary should go to Kune. Kune wa tshwara. Kune ka mkhwa tshwara ngutlile ngwana ko sepetlele ba re tshwere ke ba re o tshwere ke Kune ba yes. This time the specialist ngwana wa lwala Kune wa tshwara. Kune adali Kune wa tshwara o tla o tshwara wa swaba full time. Kaizer Chiefs fans, wherever you are at the stadium, come. Even viewers empty. It was a choir. 3 kids who were passing by Krosakamo Stadium, and Basadi Badi referee. Only. They defend and Nelly guy. Where's the guy?
It's 94,000 seater stadium. It's a huge stadium.
Where's the why Basad? That's why it's a game in the Sundowns by your mania. No, abana tšhelete a go bua ba tlo lebelela game tsa bone no ntse kone asambe yeah ro kry-ile bano. Thomas, let's talk about something that happened to my TV. My TV is expensive and I pay license, and then I looked at it and I'm like, this TV is new. Why is it showing me old things? Because I looked at it and I'm like, why is there Swallows in my TV? Swallows was in there.
Because they're back.
And they were playing.
Yeah.
Now we are downplaying them. You know, we always sugarcoating Swallows. Now, an ugly girl. But Swallows by jail, but Maria Dala, it's Bonaya Dala. Ogar Mayana score. What's Mayana score? One no score about my body. Yeah. Body at the let's Swallows, we're doing the same thing. Swallows, yeah, Thomas. Yeah, Dala, yeah, lega. There's a case that's happening.
I'm just going to warn you.
Sorry.
Because I'm looking at Macbeth and his eyes are starting to become that Macbeth. He played for Swallows.
Yeah, but it's Valentine's.
So now you're making jokes about the club that he used to play for.
I'm not making jokes.
I saw him stretching his neck. You know that that neck stretch?
Yeah.
And then they...
Yeah. You know who I'm friends with
You're going
now?
to see trouble.
There's nothing you can do to me.
Why?
I'm friends with Kuluko Tobejan. Apparently, Thomas, what's happening? What's with that case? Kuluko has been suspended for drinking. Serious? Is it true, Thomas?
How would I know?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Because I can't picture Kuluko Tobejan opening champagne. I shake him, hey, this thing, hey, it will kill you.
They said they suspended him for drinking on the bus with the players after they Baroka beat Free State Stars.
Yeah, and they didn't just suspend him for drinking. It's what he was drinking. Because as much I know, Kuluko kwakal, unwataka, our castle milk stout, our milk gamola, our mozart, renagas pedia, regirisa, our inoresa, jar, camora stout, our cornflakes. Yeah, or mixes the lots. You know what? At home, as you're sitting right there, this is Valentine's. I'm dressed like this, Thomas. Did you give anyone something for Valentine's? Exactly my point. Valentine's is very cheap. Girls, they want anything that's red and white. Shapaga red cake, grandpa. Red and white. If you're at home and you didn't have a Valentine, I'm leaving you with this video. This is the country's Valentine.
No, it's yours.
Can leave.
Okay, look at the granny. In Brazil, I mean, looking at her age, she must be like, what, 65? And doing better than Macbeth Sibaya did in his playing days. Macbeth, you couldn't keep the ball up like this, boy. No, you couldn't. Look at this woman. She's like, eh? Like literally over 60 on the beach. And then look at how this video is going to end. One day you want to be married to a woman who can go and do this when she's 60. Because look how it ends. Let's see. Nikki.
I think it's they meant him Jomane the time he's playing was state.
Nikki, you're there, right? Now we are corner.
The whole package.
Like that.
Yeah,
there was another ending though. There was an ending that I want to just check if you're comfortable with. I'm sure the two ladies next to you, because as it goes to the neck, she carries on, and then ha.
That's a bit questionable.
Why are you back?
No, I'm just standing here. It's Valentine's, Thomas. You just want to see people.
But you left. You left me to talk about your video.
Okay, you want me to leave again?
Yeah, please.
Or get sharp?
No,
I was just concerned about that thing, that person who wants to play with girls.
No, don't be. Let's leave that alone.
She used to be a man, now she's a woman. I used to be a kid.
You used to be?
I used to be a kid.
Yeah?
Now I'm older, but can I...
Be a kid again?
Play with the kid.
You. What we've got for you is a topic that we want you to engage on. And it's a simple one, so send them through to Twitter as well as Facebook, as well as check the show out on YouTube. With the one-day team really not doing too well with the Proteas. We're 4-1 down in the series against the Indians. So the question is, with the Cricket World Cup coming up in just about a year and a little bit's time in England and Wales, what area do we need to improve? I mean, there is a World Cup coming, and we're going to be up against the Indians and others. And right now, bas telang indugu. So, if you're the coach or someone who knows, tell us where we can improve and we'll get through a couple of those. We're going to a quick break. After the break, I know you want them, the highlights of the Nedbank Cup 2018, a couple of games taking place today, and we have the goals for them, see who went through and how they did. Then we'll get into the interviews. So stay with us as we get through those highlights after this.
She's my baby. We're gonna be I'm alive, and that's